Look, there's a number in investing that almost nobody talks about. It's not $1 million, not even close. But when you hit it, the whole thing changes. Like the actual math underneath your portfolio starts working differently. Most people think the big moment is when you finally get started, or when you first hit six figures. But there's this other number, $250,000, where your money stops waiting for you and starts moving on its own. And here's the thing, once you understand what happens at that threshold, you're going to look at your savings account very differently tonight. My name's Ricky, and I spend way too much time thinking about the moments when money actually starts to behave differently. If you've been investing for a while and it still feels like nothing is really moving, this one's for you. Hit subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's just be honest for a second. You've been doing the right things. You set up the account, you automated the contributions, you stopped buying things you didn't actually need. And yet, every time you check your portfolio, it kind of feels like you're watching paint dry. Like you put in $400 this month, the market did something, and your total went up by maybe $200, which doesn't even make sense because you deposited $400. And that feeling, that slow, almost invisible progress, it messes with you. Here's the thing. Humans are really bad at seeing gradual change. We need to feel momentum. We need to see that what we're doing is actually working. And in the early stages of investing, you almost never feel that. You're contributing consistently, you're doing everything right, but the numbers just don't seem to respond. So what happens? People quit, or they make emotional moves. They chase high-risk stocks trying to speed things up, pull money out, tell themselves investing isn't really for people like them. And that's the tragedy, because they were closer than they thought. The problem was never their strategy. The problem was they didn't understand the shape of what they were building. They thought slow progress meant no progress. It doesn't. It just means you haven't hit the threshold yet. So here's the belief most people are carrying around. The more I put in, the more I get out. Every month, steadily, like clockwork. And look, that's not completely wrong, but it's missing the most important part of the picture. Because that thinking treats investing like a savings account. You add money, it grows a little. You add more, it grows a little more. But investing doesn't work like that. And I want you to really sit with this next part, because this is where most people's mental model breaks down. Imagine you're rolling a snowball down a hill. At the top, it's small. You're pushing it. It picks up a little snow with each rotation. Progress feels slow, almost pointless. But here's what's actually happening. Every rotation, the surface area of that snowball is getting bigger, which means the next rotation picks up even more snow, which makes the surface area even bigger again. You're not just adding, you're multiplying what's already there. And for a long time, it doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like you're pushing a ball down a hill. And then at some point, you look up and the snowball is bigger than you are. That's compounding. Not a definition. That's literally what's happening to your money right now, even when it doesn't feel like it. The $250,000 mark is roughly where you look up and see the snowball. Let's talk real numbers, because this is where it gets really interesting. Assume a 10% annual return. That's roughly the historical average of the S&P 500 over the long run. At $10,000 invested, a 10% return gives you $1,000 in a year. At $50,000, that same return gives you $5,000. At $100,000, you're looking at $10,000 in returns in 1 year without adding a single dollar. Now here's the thing. At $250,000, that same 10% gives you $25,000 in 12 months, just sitting there. That's over $2,000 a month that you didn't earn, didn't work for, didn't stress about. Your portfolio is now generating the equivalent of a part-time income from existing. And that number keeps scaling. Every year you don't touch it. Every year you keep contributing. The base gets bigger, and the return on that base grows with it. Now let's go one level deeper, because it's not just about 1 year of returns. It's about what those returns do next. That $25,000 you earned this year, it doesn't disappear. it gets added to your base. So next year, you're not working with $250,000. You're working with $275,000. 10% of 275,000 is 27,500. That gets added. And the year after that, you're past $300,000, earning over $30,000 a year passively. This is compounding. And I know you've heard that word 100 times, but here's what most people don't realize. Compounding doesn't feel real until the numbers are large enough to feel real. At $5,000 invested, it's almost invisible, too small to emotionally register. At $250,000, you can actually feel it moving, month to month, sometimes week to week. And that feeling changes everything. You stop trying to time the market. You stop panicking during dips, because you understand that time isn't just helpful. Time is the strategy. Let me show you someone real. Well, hypothetical, but real enough. His name is Marcus. Marcus starts investing at 23. Nothing dramatic. $320 a month into a simple index fund. He set it up, automated it, and honestly kind of forgot about it. He didn't chase stocks, didn't panic during downturns, didn't try to get clever. He just kept going. By 32, Marcus crosses $250,000. And here's where his story gets interesting. Because at that point, his portfolio is generating roughly $2,000 a month in returns on its own. He's still contributing his $320, but the portfolio itself is now contributing $2,000. He went from being the only engine to having a second engine running alongside him. By 38, Marcus is approaching $500,000. Not because he doubled his contributions, not because he made any dramatic moves, because the math took over. Now, here's the part that usually makes people uncomfortable. Marcus isn't particularly smart. He doesn't work in finance. He's not making a huge salary. He just understood one thing early, that the flat years weren't failure. They were foundation. Every month he stayed consistent during that slow, invisible period. He was building the base that would eventually do the heavy lifting. And the people who quit during those flat years, they weren't less capable than Marcus. They just didn't know what those years were actually for. Okay, I want to stop here for a second, because there's something we need to address directly. We've been talking about $250,000 like it's a destination, like once you arrive, you're done. But here's the surprising truth that most people completely miss. $250,000 isn't the finish line. It's the point where the race gets easier. Think about pushing a boulder down a hill. For years, you're grinding, pushing, barely moving it forward, and you start wondering if any of this is worth it. But there's a point near the crest where the incline flattens, where the boulder starts carrying itself a little, where your energy goes further than it used to. That's $250,000. And here's what gets me. Well, most investors quit somewhere on that hill, not because they couldn't make it, but because nobody told them the hill had a different shape at the top. They thought it was going to feel hard forever. So when it kept feeling hard, they stopped. But the people who understood the shape of it, they pushed through the flat years. They didn't switch strategies every 6 months. They didn't panic when the market dipped. They just kept going because they knew what was waiting. And that knowledge is honestly more valuable than any stock tip anyone will ever give you. Here's the shift that nobody really prepares you for. Before $250,000, you are the engine. Your income, your discipline, your monthly contributions, that's what moves the portfolio. After $250,000, the portfolio starts becoming the engine. You're still contributing, but now you have a partner, one that works 24 hours a day, never calls in sick, and doesn't ask for a raise. And that shift changes your entire identity around money. You stop being someone who saves. You start being someone who owns. And those two things feel completely different. The saver is always watching, always anxious, always calculating how much more they need to add. The owner understands that time is doing most of the work now, that patience isn't just a virtue, It's literal return on investment. Market dips stop being emergencies. They become sales, opportunities to buy more of something you know will be worth more in 20 years. You stop caring what the market does this week because you understand what it's doing this decade. Here's the thing. The people who build real wealth aren't smarter than you. They just internalized this identity shift earlier, and they stopped letting impatience make their financial decisions. That's not a small thing. That's the whole thing. So here's what we covered. $250,000 is the threshold where compounding becomes visible, where your portfolio stops feeling theoretical and starts feeling real. At that number, 10% annual returns generate $25,000 without you lifting a finger. The early years feel flat. That's not failure. That's the foundation being built. And the psychological shift from saver to owner is just as real as the mathematical one. The people who get there stayed consistent when nothing felt like it was moving. That's it. That's the whole secret. Look, I'm not going to tell you this is fast. Depending on where you're starting, $250,000 might take you 7 years, it might take 12. That's just honest. But here's what I want you to carry out of this video. That flat period you're in right now, that's not a sign something is wrong. That's the process working exactly the way it's supposed to. And every month you stay consistent, you're getting closer to the point where the math stops needing you to carry it. This is where it was actually built, not at the top, right here. In the slow years, the invisible years, the years that didn't feel like they counted the most. So if this helped you see your journey a little differently, hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every week. And one more thing, if you're in the flat years right now, drop your number in the comments. Just the portfolio total, nothing else. I want to see where you are. You'd be surprised how many people are further along than they think. See you in the next one.